So populism is a many-faceted thing. It encapsulates two things. One is a belief that the elites no longer represent the interest of the people and that something has to be done about it. And then in different countries this means different things. Often it means an anti-immigrant stance. It's often motivated by a feeling of being left behind economically. And in some countries at least, it's also skeptical of globalization, of international trade, of the financial sector, anything connected with a global footloose elite that seems to be undermining and not representing the interests of the people. So why are we bringing in people from civic society, politicians, sociologists, economists to debate this question? Because there's much more to these crucial questions than just economics, just money, just cents on the table. We have to think about identity, we have to think about culture, and the interaction of all these factors with economic aspects. And that's why we're trying to broaden the range, bring together all these different groups, and discuss in order to gain new insights. It's a very interesting thing. So if you look at Brazil, for example, the economic conditions are completely different from those in Sweden. The United States doesn't look like Italy, and in all these countries we've seen an increase in populism. So what do these countries have in common? Well, all of this happens at a much accelerated pace after 2007, 2008. And I think the one common denominator that we see is this loss of trust in elites that follows the financial crisis, independent of the extent to which this really reduced living standards and incomes in these countries in question. I think it's all of the above. It'd be stupid to just look at one of these angles. It's striking that economic times are not really that hard. There are people who are suffering, no doubt, but economic times are not that hard. Unemployment is not that high, incomes haven't collapsed. If you compare conditions today to the 1930s, we haven't seen anything yet in terms of misery. And it's striking that nonetheless, we actually see such a radical shift in the political environment. Now, immigration is probably part of the story, because for the longest time there was no party you could go to as a normal, middle-class, middle-of-the-road voter that would actually represent your view that maybe we've had enough immigration for the time being. And far-right parties are the only ones that actually offer a way to express this preference. Now, that's changed radically in the last 10 years, and I think we've seen a resurgence of belief in the nation state precisely because the financial crisis showed that no other entity can actually act fast and safeguard the interests of citizens. It's the nation state that you're going to call when the chips are down.